Welcome to Podpinions, where the world's on fire and we show up like it's a backyard barbecue. Politicians roasted, woke trends torched. Common sense, we've got you covered.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Podpinions.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Bruce. We are set to go for another roller coaster, fun-filled facts and checks and
Hitherto and unknown facts. Whatever happened to.
Yes. Checking back on certain things.
Hey, speaking of which, whatever happened to that new Cracker Barrel logo?
Oh, the Cracker Barrel logo. Yeah.
The new one.
The new and improved.
Lasted what, 2 days?
Yeah, something like that. How much did they lose?
Oh, it was like $243 million.
Market share or something like that. Yeah.
Like, oops.
Unbelievable.
So they scrapped that new logo.
Yeah.
And they finally woke up. I don't think they got rid of the bimbo CEO.
Well,
but
not at the time of this happened anyway. So.
No. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
So they decided to keep the old timer after all.
Right.
And if you didn't know, the little guy next to the Cracker Barrel, now back when Cracker Barrel, it's got nothing to do with race or any of that stuff, which a lot of people are saying it does. A Cracker Barrel, they actually used to store crackers in them, like saltines or whatever.
Yep.
The little old man that stood next to the barrel was Uncle Herschel, who was the uncle of the actual founder of the chain.
Okay. So it wasn't the founder. It was
the uncle of Uncle Herschel. And he actually worked there, and he would go out on promo campaigns and stuff for the store. And so it was actually, he was family, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And they did have the crackers in barrels. I mean,
correct.
That's what it was.
Just like some people thought it was a pickle barrel, but no, it was a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
They would store crackers in it. And the original 1969 logo was also text only. But the 1977 addition to the now iconic imagery became a staple of its branding, along with all the cool stuff in the store.
Right. And the rocking chairs on the front and all the knickknacks and paddywhacks and games and the candy you don't see anymore. And
right. Remember the penny candy stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And those little dots on the paper.
Right.
I can still taste those.
Yes. Remember those wax?
Oh, the wax bottles.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then we chew them.
Yeah. I can still taste those.
Oh, man. My jaw still hurts about thinking about chewing like that 6-pack of wax bottles.
That's right. And bazooka gum. Yeah.
Do they even make that anymore?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know.
That's another whatever.
You get the baseball cards or, sports team cards had the little hunk of iron.
Bubble gum in
iron. You had to break it apart almost just to get it to chew in your mouth. You had to let it soak for a while.
So my big question about this whole thing with Cracker Barrel, now that they kind of woke up, there was a play on words, is a lot of these restaurants, they actually redesigned and changed them to be sterile, like we discussed in the last episode.
Right.
Are they going to put those back to the way they were?
I would hope so. I mean, that's their brand.
And are they going to change the menu, or are they going to update the menu, or?
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be interesting to see what they actually do. The good part is they've gotten so much press. It's free advertising. So
absolutely.
It's
and
up to them.
They can run with this thing.
Yeah.
Say, oops, we made a mistake, and we're going to be the bigger and better Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. And, if they want to change some things on the menu, I mean, I don't think anybody's opposed to that. I'm sure they did over the years.
Have you been to the one, where is it? Down on 209. Way down that way?
No.
Towards the, you know where I'm talking about,
down
right?
That might like the Turnpike or something.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, no, I haven't been to that one.
Oh,
no.
I'm just wondering if they redesigned it.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Or hey, if any of you guys out there have been to a Cracker Barrel that was redesigned, let us know what you think down in the comments.
Right.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, exactly.
We'd like to know your pod opinion on it.
And it may take some time for them to, I'm sure if they do the logo and admit that they were wrong, people that maybe even haven't tried Cracker Barrel.
We'll
been
go
there,
try
we'll
it.
Go try it. You know,
Should be interesting to see where their stock goes in a week,
yeah,
or
we'll
two
see.
or three.
Yeah.
I hope they get rid of the CEO though. Woman's a moron.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like
She made like $6 million a year, and then she goes and turns around and
but
does
if
this.
you look at the new Coke person.
Well, that guy should have gotten fired. I think he did.
He did, yeah. I don't think
That was really
lasted too long.
That was a dumb move. For those of you who don't know, many moons ago,
Yes.
when we were just youngsters, before the gray hair, when this was blonde.
Before any hair.
Yeah, right. Coca-Cola decided to change its formula and call it the new Coke.
Right.
And it bombed big time.
Yeah. It was do you remember the saying, jump the shark from Happy Days?
Yes. Yes, I do.
That was their jump the shark moment.
Boy, they blew it big time.
Yep.
And
So, yeah, that was all over the nation.
they got free publicity,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it backfired.
And like I said before, they survived.
Yeah, they did. It took a while, but they bounced back.
But they did admit they made a mistake, and they were going to put the formula. And that was a big thing about the formulas of the soda, was in a vault, and, only certain people knew the formula. And,
Yeah, it was from the 1800s.
yeah. And then they go and change it. And,
That's like when Nabisco went and changed the recipe for Oreos.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to work at Nabisco, the world headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
I think I brought this up once before.
Yeah.
And the test kitchen was right down the hall from her office. And every once in a while, she'd bring stuff home. So they decided to change the recipe on Oreos. It was the most vile, disgusting stuff. It lasted like 2 weeks on the shelf, and I had to pull it all off.
Right.
They were horrible.
Yeah.
It was like gritty, sandy
Right.
filling.
Right,
It was
right.
disgusting.
and I'm sure they've snuck in changes over the years,
Oh, I'm sure they did.
as people.
But this was blatant. I mean, this was in the
Right.
early 70s. I was in high school. And oh my God, they were disgusting. My father and I just sat there and went, no. Because we were both big Oreo fans,
Yeah. Big glass of milk and Oreos.
Yeah, it was,
After school, first thing to do is make a PBJ and
A what?
A PBJ,
Oh,
peanut butter jelly,
okay.
and a couple Oreos that got you over to dinner. Yep. Good old days.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Let's go back and do
And
it
then
over.
My neighbor, his grandmother was big in canning. So come the fall, when it was time to can the jelly, they'd have it lined up in the basement, and they'd go down and grab a jar, and it had the wax, and you had to pop the wax off the top.
Yep.
And make sure the top popped as you took it off to make sure it was sealed correctly.
I actually did that last year. We had like tomatoes up the wazoo.
Did you?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my tomatoes last year did great. So I thought, hey, I've got grandma's canning pot, so let's go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I made tomato sauce and I canned it.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have some left, but it was fun. And then you go to pop the thing, and
Yeah.
it just brought back a lot of memories.
I found a farmer he gave us some homemade sauerkraut.
Ooh.
I found this recipe. It was online. It was almost like, you remember the potato pancakes or potato cakes?
Yes.
It was kind of like that. Oh, it was the best. The best. Homemade sauerkraut. It was just kind of, you had a very light breading on it, and you put it in a pan, and it was
Yum.
really good. Good stuff. Not vegetable oil either. It was,
No.
you can't use that no more.
That's funny how, do you remember when the vegetable oil thing started up? Because before it was like Crisco,
Mm-hmm.
which is bad for you.
Right.
And I remember my grandmother used to use goose fat on everything instead of butter.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder she died from hardening of the arteries. But and then they started coming out with like safflower oil and all this other stuff. And now we're finding out that it's really bad for you.
That, we talked about that couple episodes ago about the oils, and you brought up about the French fries.
Mm-hmm.
When all that came out, in other words, I think probably there was margarine and there was butter, and But around the time that really margarine or vegetable-based, whatever it is, oil was made into clumps, added flavoring and salt, and called it butter.
No, we can't call it butter. We can't call it butter, but you can. I can't believe it's not
around
butter.
those times, when you really think about it, is when they started projecting all the heart issues and heart attacks. And were they, because now, we're finding out that it, probably a good suspect on diabetes, explosion of overweight, and all this stuff.
Well, I just noticed.
Were they warning us?
Maybe.
Really warning us?
Maybe. But funny you should mention the overweight thing. I went to the store the other day to pick up some steaks. And I could not believe the amount of obese people I was seeing everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere I went.
Yeah.
And I felt, and I'm like 10 pounds overweight. I got to lose some of this, right? And I was dumbfounded. It just like hit me. It's like, whoa. Because we had just gotten done talking about all this stuff. And it was like right there in my face, and I could not believe it. Then I was watching what they were picking up, to put in their shopping carts. And it's like, wow, this is all toxic. So I think you're right.
Yeah. So I wonder if they were like warning us, ahead of time, because it seems like they always tell you what's going to happen
before it happens.
Before it happens. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what we're going to do, in a nice way, lead us into it.
Like the screw worm?
They can never tell, or we can never say we weren't told.
Like the screw worm thing.
Yeah, right.
There was I just read it today that if you haven't checked, Google screw worm. And we talked about it. We did talk about it a couple of weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, we were ahead of ourselves, or ahead of, we had a scoop.
Yeah.
We were actually ahead of the news and talking about this thing. So the first, I think it was in Maryland, a case
for human.
Right. In Maryland. So
that was my question. Remember, I asked, is it just cows and,
horses and
that sort of thing?
Well, evidently the first one. So yeah, Google screw worm.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy.
That's not an OnlyFans page.
No. No, definitely not. That's bad. But boom.
You got to have a little levity, right?
Yeah, right. I think we should go back to like before the vegetable stuff. It's like have a new product called I can't believe it's not goose fat.
Yeah, right. Something like that, right?
I can't believe it's not lard.
How about I can't believe it's not vegetable oil?
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Well, entrepreneurs. There you go. I like the big block. Like, I don't know.
What, lard?
Branded, like Amish butter or whatever. It's
that stuff's
roll.
Yeah, right. If you've never been to Lancaster County, you should go.
Yeah, but it does taste pretty.
Oh, it tastes great.
Completely different. Even from the mass-produced butter. Mass-produced
butters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if Land O'Lakes will bring back the Indian on the label.
The unpasteurized milk.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I tried it. People, say, "Oh,
you're talking about raw milk, or
raw milk?" Yeah,
yeah. No, I'm not a big milk guy, unless it's in a milkshake. But
my dad worked for dairy. Well, he worked for a dairy farm when he was younger, and then he ended up working for a dairy. So milk was a staple. So, listening to people, oh, once you try raw milk, you'll never go back. I didn't really taste the difference. I don't know why, but maybe it was my taste buds, but I didn't really notice the difference as far as taste-wise. So
interesting.
Yeah, I just wondered, because there are people,
Oh, no, I know a whole bunch of them. Like raw milk, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But I'm not a milk guy, so I, even as a kid, didn't like it.
Yeah.
As a coffee drinker since way back when.
Post them?
I do.
that was my first introduction to
instant coffee, instant something.
Well, not even that, but it tasted like coffee. But it was all, I think it was like barley or
it was this.
It was vegetable stuff. It wasn't.
It was probably
coffee.
bad for you.
I don't know. They made too much bad. They didn't have all the chemicals and stuff to add to.
And then you go to England.
I think the FDA actually kind of
you go to England and try to get this, and they give you Nescafe in a little tube and some hot water. And it's like, what are you kidding me?
Yeah. So that was my first taste of coffee, and then from then on, I mean,
remember
family wise, the coffee pot was always on.
Folgers Crystals.
Yes.
But no, we have a real coffee pot here.
Was it what was the brand? He never has a second cup.
Folgers.
It was a Folgers?
Yeah. So a study came out this week. A major Midwest city, 5 years in a row,
they won big time. Well, 5 years in a row.
5 years in a row they won. They're also way up there for crime rate.
Okay.
For bed bug infestations. Ooh. Guess where? Chicago. Orkin, which is a big, pregnant pause. I can't think.
This moment of silence has been brought to you by your public library system.
That's right.
Whatever happened to Riff?
I don't know.
Remember that?
I do.
Was huge. I thought about that drive on. I think probably the night we talked about the different things about reading and that. I'm like, what happened to Riff?
It vanished.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good one. So they're exterminators working. That's what I couldn't think of that name.
Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking of something else. Right. And so they do this annual study, and it's going by their business, I guess, from each city. And Chicago, again, for the fifth time in a row, #1 in bed bug infestations. And that's in movie theaters, hotels, that kind of stuff, commercial.
And they're hard to get rid of.
Oh, tell me about it. So their bed bug report, it spotlights the biggest cities or the biggest, places where they have bed bugs. And Chicago is #1. And then I guess the list was both commercial and residential, according to this report. Treatment data from metro areas between May 15th through May 14th of this year. Right. So it was May 15th of 2024 through May 14th of 2025. For the fifth year in a row, Chicago holds the top spot.
I bet you already.
And then there's Los Angeles, stunner, which took third place, followed by Indianapolis, Indiana. Cleveland was on the list of the top 10. Philly was on the top 10. It's disgusting. A buddy of mine is a manager for one of the local, actually they were pretty big. They were bought out by some British company. Anyhow, he told me one time that movie theaters are really bad for bed bugs.
You told me that. And they've been to a movie since.
I haven't either. So he creeped me out with this, and same thing with hotels now, being on the road as a musician, I'd strip the bed and it would show me like where to look in a mattress to see where oh man, he ruined it for me. But movies, I forget it. You couldn't get me in a movie theater now. It's like the #1 spot for bed bugs because they get in the crevices of the seats and
and that's a big room. I mean, it's tough to.
And then once you get them, they have to heat the room to some stupid But
it's not like they can use some chemical or spray or something like that.
No, and then you bring them home and then forget about it.
Yeah.
Then you get them in your car.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
great fun.
That's probably not a good medal you want to display in your city.
No, can you imagine? Yeah, we're #1, 5 years in a row. Oh, really? Great. For what? Oh, we have bed bug infestations
and crime.
Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a big sewer.
I feel bad for the people that are.
I do too.
That live like that. You know what I mean? And not that. We don't have people. I mean, all over the place to live, but the people that are just stuck there and they can't get out, I feel bad.
I just had a thought. I was on the road with this band, and We were staying in this little motel. The bus pulls up. It's like really late at night. And I had a roommate. And we check into the hotel. Band checks in. And we go to, I mean, it was like one of these little, like not even a Days Inn. It was like a mom and pop motel kind of place. It was in North Carolina, I think. Somewhere in the Carolinas. And we get in the room, we put our stuff, and I never open my suitcases until I check the room first, right? It's just a habit I got into. So, or my trumpet cases, they would stay on the bus until I knew the room was safe. Then I'd bring my stuff in. So my roommate pulls down the bed sheet, and there's like a dead cockroach in his bed. So then we go to, and there's a couple dead cockroaches in the bathtub. It's like, this is not going to happen tonight, right? So he calls the front desk and he says, hey, there's a dead cockroach. Now I'm just hearing one side of this conversation, right? So he says, there's a dead cockroach in my bed. And there's a pregnant pause because he's listening to what the guy from the desk is saying. He goes, yeah, but you should see the funeral his friends are giving him. Needless to say, the entire band got back on the bus and we went, in fact, we found another place. It was like 2:00 in the morning. Right, it was horrible.
Back.
I'll never forget that, though.
You didn't have a whole lot of choices. Like
no.
Exit had a hotel to choose from.
And I think the bus driver was like over his allotted time, you know.
Right.
But
you're driving.
But who cares, you know? He was as skeeved out as we were. But
everybody stay there too.
Everybody was having the same issue with their rooms. It was a dead roach in my bed. I was like, oh yeah, well, throw them away. Yeah, but you used to see the funeral his friends were throwing them. Yeah, the good old days.
Funeral in the bathtub, right?
Man, and people think showbiz is glamorous, right? Unbelievable.
It's all behind the scenes stuff that you don't see.
Never. Yeah. I mean, I've seen I've been in some of the best like hotel, you know, that people go, wow. And then you go in their kitchen and it's disgusting. I mean, I'm not going to say where, you know, but
of course,
I mean, I would never eat there ever. You couldn't pay me to eat in some of these places. It's like, yeah, I'm good. But
it's all the world is but a stage, right?
Right. Now, getting back to the illegals, nice segue, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Trump, well, the administration, they're going to start doing for people who want to become citizens. And I think this is a great idea because it used to be a practice. And it's become kind of dormant for the past umpteen years, and that's to vet all the immigrants applying for U.S. citizenship. So what they're going to do now is they're going to start on their applications. They have to put down references. They have to, if you're living in a neighborhood, the immigration department will come and actually interview your neighbors, you know, and vet the person to make sure that they're legit. Yeah. Which I think is great. Yeah. But of course is getting a major backlash.
Yes.
And they want to go back to the passing a civics and English test. My grandmother had to do that.
Yeah.
When she came over here, you know, at the turn of the 2 centuries ago, you know, late 1800s.
Yep.
She had to take an English test and written
just by working for something there and being able to accomplish it. I mean,
she was really proud of that.
Yeah.
We've discussed that before, but she was real proud of that. Yep. So this should be interesting, but it's getting a major backlash from the Democrats. OG, stunner.
Yeah. Well, maybe
they're just going back to the way it used to be.
Right. Well, they don't want to go back the way it used to be because it was better.
Right. Oh yeah, that's it. I forgot about that. Yeah. Then the other thing is, this came out, I guess, yesterday or this morning or something, the Vanity Fair magazine.
Oh, yeah.
They want to put Melania Trump on the cover, right? For the first time. Because those first 4 years, nothing, right? Not one cover. Right. Meanwhile, Big Mike was on 3 Vanity Fair covers. That's Michelle Obama, if you don't know.
Yeah.
So now they're talking about if they actually put Melania on the cover, that one of the editors and like the entire staff is going to walk out. Go for it.
Do it.
Get rid of them and get new staff.
Yes. Right.
I'm sure there'd people be knocking their door down to get that job.
Yeah. Probably make the magazine better.
Right. I just find it funny.
You know, you have to have some kind of middle ground. You got to be able to, it's like, you know, teams or whatever. You got to be, you can't just, you know, anybody that comes in and watches the other team, you're back to football. You know, there's fans that like the other side. You can't not have them participate.
The way I look at this is like, just grow up.
Yeah, right. But that's, again, back to the mentality, the sterile, the no feeling, the no compassion, the plain labels, history.
Wait. Because they're telling us we should have compassion for all these other things.
Because they have none. So they have to find it somewhere, I guess. You know, it's just, they're just trying to shame you. And that's what they do too, is they project this stuff out to, you don't want to be, you better not be like this group, because if you are, you know, you're going to be
too late
out of the,
too late. I'm there already.
No, but you know, people that don't follow politics or don't really want to get involved in any of this, what they do is they target them so that they don't sway, so they keep them manageable.
See, I could never understand that, because I've always been the type of person that I would challenge everything.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell me XYZ, I'm going to say, well, wait a minute.
For yourself. Right?
Absolutely. Right. And I used to do that in school and get in trouble for it.
Right.
I had a history teacher in high school. I was like this with this woman.
Yeah, I said so. You were the always grounded.
I was always getting sent to the principal's office, and because I was an asshole. I admit it. I was an asshole in class because I would challenge things. I would not take face value. Like, okay, you're telling me something. How do I know this is true? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into it with this one history teacher, and she was telling us one thing. And I said, well, wait a minute. I'm thinking to myself, this doesn't sound right. So I went to the school library, not even the public library, you know, down the street. I went to the school library, and I dug out all this stuff, and I had the librarian mimeograph. Remember that? Mimeograph?
Yes.
Not even Xerox, right. Mimeograph stuff for me. And I came back in after class, and because I didn't want to make a scene in front of the whole class, because I knew I was going to embarrass her.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, here you go. I was right. And she just sat there and read this stuff. Where did you get this? And I said, in the library right down the hall.
Mm-hmm. Then what happened?
I wound up in the principal's office.
Yeah, but then you did find out the truth.
Right, but I've been like that my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to tell me that people just sit there with their heads in the sand, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because I'm the total opposite.
People don't want to get involved because maybe the truth is not what they want to hear, or maybe it's as bad as they think it could be, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, you and I talk about this all the time, and I don't like hearing this stuff, mm-hmm. but I deal with it. Mm-hmm. It's reality.
Right. Yeah, well, I guess some people don't want to deal with it. You know, they figure if they ignore it, it'll just go away.
Yeah, but then they believe all the nonsense they're hearing on TV.
Right, because that's what they want to believe it. You know, they want to believe it's food insecurity instead of starvation.
Oh, yeah, that going back to that, that's one of my favorites. Yes. He was telling me about, and I had never heard it. Yeah. Food insecurity. No, they're starving.
So, you know, but it sounds better. It's not, you know, you don't have to have any compassion to hear somebody with food insecurity. It's like, oh, okay, you know, they need something to eat. That's fine. No, they could be starving. It could be their life on the line. That's the reality. That doesn't, you know, that's the hard facts. So stop glazing it over, and you know,
get sent to the principal's office.
But you were correct, right?
I was absolutely 100% right. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be the first one to say, hey, I goofed. Well, right. I mean, we've for a couple of years now. If you haven't been following us, he's been telling me all along what's going to be happening. And I kept saying, no. And then all of a sudden it's all like right there. Yeah. And I admitted I was wrong.
Right.
You were right. I was wrong.
Somebody walk in and be like, don't get him started.
Yeah, right. But hey, you were right. Yeah. I like I said in the previous episode that I'm a glasses completely empty kind of guy, and everybody's an axe murderer until proven otherwise.
Like you have to be shown.
I do.
And that's what's happening. And like we talked last time with the crime in D.C., it's actually being shown. There's no, well, you know, it's this way. We can't show you, but just trust us.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
I mean, when Adam Schiff starts his nonsense, he's still on this nonsense about Russia, even though it's been proven umpteen times that he was full of shit, pardon my mouth.
But if you read...
And that he was the one that started this whole thing.
If you get to read the social media stuff and whatever, I mean, there's people that actually believe them because they don't really check. They just
listen
off of the
right. Well, that's
spiel.
Like this stuff you have over here, this pile of papers, all these notes. I had read something yesterday about, it was on social media. One of my musician friends was going off on a total rant about illegal aliens not getting benefits from the government. So, you know, Social Security and all that stuff. And it's like, wait a minute, they are getting it. And there's all this weirdness going on, and they don't want to believe, oh, these poor migrants. No, they're illegal aliens, and they shouldn't be here. And we have starving veterans that are homeless, living under bridges. Meanwhile,
if every American citizen was taken care of, not living under bridges, was able to provide for themselves, and you know, then we could say, well, maybe we need to give some people a chance. But when you're putting these people over citizens that have been here for put in, you know, their whole life, he's defended our country, for goodness sakes. I mean, and you're not willing to put them ahead.
They should be first.
That
and foremost.
I'm sorry, but that's
over somebody who snuck into the country and is here illegally, like living off the tit of the United States. Not cool.
And that is my opinion.
But
sorry for if you know you've been here for a while and you just haven't gotten around to it, but you need to make yourself.
Well, no, we were talking about this, and you came up with some stuff here that you found out.
I mean, so what they do is.
Well, wait, time out. So this guy was saying that no, illegal aliens or migrants, actually he called them undocumented migrants.
Okay.
No, they're illegal aliens. They snuck into the country illegally, and he said that they're not getting Social Security benefits. They're not getting this. They're not getting that. And they're great people and blah, 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 blah.
Which
and you found out.
Is correct. The federal law does not allow them to apply for Social Security benefits or Medicaid or anything like that.
But meanwhile, Biden gave them cell phones, a Visa card.
When you look into it, so we just took Social Security, for instance, and the question is, in past careers, I was able to see some people that were not exactly following the laws like they should. And we had a couple people that were caught using Social Security numbers that they weren't supposed to. So I looked into it. That was the first question that I posed was, all right, so if they can't get it legally, can they get it illegally? So technically, for the most part, it looks like on paper that the Social Security Administration checks the number and the name. If they don't match, the benefits are not given. However, if they change their name to the name that is
the card. We're talking about fraudulent or stolen Social Security
There's a
cards.
possibility that they could get around it. However, now you have two numbers out there that are conflicting, and the dates of birth versus when the benefits should be paid out. So there are some checks and balances for that. However, if
this is where it gets good.
So when undocumented workers use fraudulent or mismatched Social Security numbers to get jobs, employers still withhold payroll taxes. It's required by law, Social Security, Medicare, contributions, AKA, FICA. The money is sent to the Social Security Administration along with the reported Social Security number. If the Social Security number does not match the Social Security Administration records, it's wrong, it's fake, it's made up, a digit is wrong, the Social Security Administration cannot credit it as a valid worker's account.
Where does the money go then?
Instead, it gets dumped into this earning suspense file, a giant holding account for mismatched earnings.
And how much money is in this account?
So the ESF, which is the earning suspense file,
I couldn't believe this when he told me.
was created in 1937, and it's grown enormously. By 2019, it held $1.5 trillion in wages.
And it's just sitting there in a slush
From
fund.
mismatched Social Security numbers based on the Social Security Administration's Inspector General report. In 2010 alone, undocumented immigrants
No, illegal aliens.
contributed an estimated $13 billion into Social Security via payroll taxes without being able to collect benefits.
So it's just sitting in this fund.
So the government is stacking it all in this fund.
Wait, just hold your thought. All right. Because this is really important, because I'm so sick of hearing about all of this nonsense from the lefties about these migrants, right? Where is the government? Why don't they go into these companies and say, hey, wait a minute, something's wrong here?
Well, they used to.
They don't anymore that we know of. Well, maybe they're starting to
change now. Right?
But for years, I mean, you said since 1932.
1937 is when this fund started.
Right. So since 1937, all this money's going into this slush fund. It's not being spent. It's just sitting there.
Because it can't be given out because it's brought in by
illegal means.
Illegal means, yes.
So what if, I mean, I would just think that the government would go to these companies and say, hey, wait a minute. Something's amiss here. Like, what's going on?
But and that's what I've had kind of an issue with is, where are the checks and balances? Well, you have to go in yourself to the Social Security Administration website, log in, create an account, and then you have to search your Social Security number and every place it's been used. So in other words, if you work for 10 companies, there should be 10 entries here. If there's 20, then
something's wrong.
So your number's being used elsewhere. Those 10 other ones, additional ones from the 10 companies you work for, that money is paid in, but it goes out to nobody. They put it into this earning suspense file. So
is this nuts or what? I'll bet you didn't even know about this.
So I've heard many people also say, well, they paid into it, they should be able to get it out.
No,
what I'm saying, that's the theory.
I know that's the argument. And that's what this guy was saying.
But they're not. They're not. They're paying into it and they're not able to get it out. That's what you guys are fighting about, is you're saying, well, they paid into it, they should be able to collect it. Well, they're not collecting it because the government says no. So
because they're using bullshit numbers.
Right. But even
stolen numbers.
Even if they did, they can't get it out. It's just there. So they worked. Not only are you asking them to work, remember, they're doing American jobs that Americans won't do,
which I still don't believe
because of wages. So you're asking these people to come in, work for less than what they should be working for, taking out taxes, and then they're not able to collect them.
Well, because they're illegal.
I understand that, but that's their argument. They should be able to collect them.
No. But that money.
But I've heard people say that they should be able to collect them, as in they work for it, they should be able to collect it. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, they're not collecting it. That's the problem. So
yeah, but all that money that's sitting there, right. Could you imagine if they took that money and dispersed it among legal people?
Yeah, right.
Or used it for homeless people?
No, wait, it gets better.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Today, estimates run 12 to 15 billion annually in contributions from undocumented workers. So these people are paying into the system. And if you believe they're going to collect that, you're wrong. They're put it into some account here, and it just sits there.
Well, that's what this guy was saying, is that, well, they can't collect. They're not collecting benefits.
So you're going to make them work, pay out of their paychecks. First of all, they're illegally here. So then you're going to make them work for less, I guess, valuable, not less valuable, but less earning job than you say Americans are willing to do. So you're going to pay them less.
And take taxes out.
Let them pay taxes so they're getting less money on top of.
But the government can't even use this money.
Right. And then they're going to pay into it and they can't use it. That's a good argument. I like that argument. Why don't you stick with that? So
this whole thing makes absolutely zero sense. And I'm surprised
what happens to the money?
I'm surprised Trump's not all over this.
I'm sure it's in the works. I think he's coming from all fronts.
Have anybody seen this anywhere in the news?
Oh, of course not.
Anywhere?
No, because
this came up by accident today.
So Social Security keeps it. What happens to the money? Social Security Administration keeps it. The money stays in a trust fund, strengthening Social Security's solvency.
But not really.
So
because
they can't use it.
It's only on paper.
They can't hand it out. They can't do anything with it. But it's a big pile of money that they can,
say we have.
We have, right.
But here's my question with
no benefits paid out because undocumented immigrants,
illegal
aliens cannot claim benefits without valid Social Security numbers. They effectively pay into the system that they can't draw from.
But the thing is, if they know they're paying in, they know where they're working, go arrest them and deport them.
I understand that, but I'm trying to go from
I get it.
Side where they're trying to make the argument that they should get it.
But this makes no sense to me. It's like they're paying in, they know where they work. Go there and arrest them.
I understand. Yeah.
And then arrest the people who are hiring them.
But
wait, there's more.
Long-term effect. The chief actuary of the Social Security Administration has stated undocumented workers are a net positive.
How's that?
For the Social Security's finances because they pay in billions every year with little chance of payout.
Yeah, but nobody gets the money.
But you hear that?
Yes. Little chance of payout.
They're not going to stop it because they're paying in billions and there's no way for them to get paid.
Right. But the money's just sitting there and nobody can spend it, including the government.
Counting on this money coming in from undocumented workers, illegal aliens, and they know that they can't pay it out to these workers. So they're basically stealing the money, putting it into a pile. I don't know if Congress or Senate will have to look into
who can change that?
No, I'm saying, but you hear them taking money out of Social Security and added it to some other programs.
Yeah, take that.
I don't know. Well, maybe they do. Maybe that's their slush fund. I don't know. We've got to look into that. But
if anybody knows about this, please comment.
According to this statement, Social Security has no intentions of stopping it. So somebody's benefiting off of it. It's not the American citizen,
Right.
and it's not the illegal aliens.
So who's getting the benefit and what is it?
Right. That's what has to get.
There's a payout here, and
so what happens is we're arguing amongst ourselves. This one, this side says, they should get the money. They should be able to collect it, no matter if they're illegal. They're trying to make a life. We're saying no, they're illegal. They shouldn't get any benefits. They shouldn't be here even to pay into it. So we're fighting amongst ourselves, and these people got, I think the final estimate was like $2.4 trillion.
It's just sitting in a slush fund somewhere. It's mind-numbing.
It's unbelievable. I'm trying to find it was $2.4 trillion because there was overtime that it was added in to here. Total wages in ESF as of September 2024. $2.3 trillion across 415 million wage items from 1937 to 2023. So 415 million payments, wage items, have been collected, this $2.3 trillion in the Social Security system since 1937. And they know it's there illegally or with the wrong number or something. They know it's wrong.
So fix it.
Nobody is stopping it.
That's the part I don't get.
So when you're arguing about these people getting Social Security, and they should get well, they're not going to. And they're paying they're getting their, not only are they here illegally, you want them to pick your strawberries, and like that one woman was ranting about, white people shouldn't be going into these Mexican and Chinese and restaurants.
Yeah, let's put them all out of business.
Serve them at a lower wage, and then have the government take the money out and put it into some slush fund. As far as I'm concerned, somebody's using this money somewhere.
Who's in charge of that?
Because if it was
since 1937, so there's got to be multiple people.
So it's saying $2.3 trillion across 450 million wages as of September 2024. And this part saying in 2019, it was $1.5 trillion. Between 5 years, where did $1.2 trillion go?
Thank you, Joe Biden.
So I have a feeling somebody's using it, and we need to look into it, because this is part of I'm sure it has something to do with everything Doge was getting into. And
I'm sure.
They were all screaming.
That's all kind of settled down.
Yeah. So the Social Security benefits that everybody's being told every election cycle that we're going to run out of money.
It's there.
It's there. It's just, what are they doing with it? Why is it there? They know it's been from
1937.
Right.
Since 1937. That's before World War II.
In 2 years, or 2025, 2 years will be 90 years.
Is that nuts?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Now, so 90 years, how many people were running this thing in a period of 90
we'll
years?
have to find out the administrators.
So who's doing that now?
I don't know their name.
No, I understand, but I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. Everybody should want to know.
This is craziness.
Yeah. $2.3 trillion, 415 million items that they know that are illegal.
Wow. But again, I go back to the Social Security office, and they have cops. I mean, the Social Security office has armed officers, right? You remember that when it was Biden, wasn't it? Like armed all the Social Security guys or IRS agents or something?
I don't remember if it was Biden or Obama.
It was IRS agents, Social Security officers, whatever. Anyhow, so they know that these people are working illegally. Mm-hmm. They know that the employers are doing this illegally. Mm-hmm. They know where they're working because they're getting the payments from the company. How about you go to the company?
Because somebody's making a buck someplace.
Right.
Guarantee it.
Right.
That's why. And it's not us. It's not us.
'Cause to me, it's like right here. You know where they work. You know who they are.
And you want
to
to
get them.
You want to have the citizens happy when the elderly get $10 a month frickin' raise.
Woo woo.
In the Social Security payment.
Woo woo.
Screw that. It's frickin' people.
That you said it.
I know. I said it twice.
You did. He said frickin' twice. I said it once.
So that was like
little, that's news, boy.
Yeah.
I think we got a scoop.
Yeah, I think so. It's like the screw worm.
So thank you, Mr. Libtard musician, for enlightening me. And then we started talking about
digging
this.
into this stuff. And again, it's like you start digging, it's like, oh,
here we go.
No, it's just disgusting. It's really what these people in power have done. It's just absolutely disgusting. I was writing down some stuff. I had somebody read it over just quick. I said, I'm going to post a couple articles on that Substack. And one of the items that they saw was, the average income for America. And I believe was two person household income was like $75,000 a year. Then it compared to Congress and Senate, and they're making average 174 to 215.
And then they're all multimillionaires.
Right.
How does that work?
So how do they make 3 times as much, and the country is
the average person?
Just crap.
And it's a part-time job.
Everybody freaking furious.
But nobody cares. That's the big thing,
because
Bruce.
they don't know. I don't think they know. And that's what part of this whole thing was, of waking up and getting the word out there. And like we said last time about, I made the statement as Trump is actually doing and setting the examples. And once you start digging into this, and it's like the Doge and the NGOs and all this money, the Act Blue, and it's not just Democrats, because
no, Republicans are doing it too for years.
What you want to call the MAGA movement or MAGA is not really Republican or Democrat. It's kind of in the middle, as far as I'm concerned.
No, you're right.
My Podpinion. So, because if you looked at Trump running the first time, what was there, 17 or 13 or 17 other Republicans that were going?
Yeah, he whooped them. He whooped them.
They were going to bury him.
Yeah, but nope.
Yeah. So both parties don't want to see him in power.
Correct.
And what he's exposing and having his administration exposed is why they didn't want him in power. So,
and it's all coming out.
Yep.
And here we just found another one. Actually, you found it.
Yep. So more to come. We're 7 months in?
Yep. And then I saw in the news this morning that, do you remember when Biden just abandoned like billions of dollars worth of equipment in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Right. So now there's some people that are looking into this. Mm-hmm. Like, where did it all go? And who benefited from it? Mm-hmm. Because they think that possibly there was some hanky-panky going on.
You think?
Oh, absolutely. Why would you do that?
Right.
Makes no sense.
Somebody's making money somewhere.
Right. So it's all coming out.
Yeah.
And I was wrong, because I thought it would never happen.
Yeah.
But every day something new is coming up.
Yeah.
But he's just, the fighting is just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And the denial.
Well, again, they don't want this to come out. They don't want the vampire with the holy water, the sunlight. They don't want it to come out, because then they're exposed.
Or like the billions that Biden sent to Ukraine.
And then that little voice in the back of your head has been saying, just something not right here.
Well, that's me. I mean, that's how I'm always like that.
It confirms that you were right. There is something not right here. And
go with your gut,
exposed,
right? Got to go with your gut feelings.
Exactly. So it's very interesting. It's a pretty cool. Although I'm not happy where the country's at. it is a pretty cool time to be able to witness this and not read it in a history book, you know?
It'll be curious to see how the history books write this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I don't know, I'm hoping to God that people wake up and they actually record the history the way it's happening,
Mm-hmm.
instead of making him out as Orange Man bad
Mm-hmm.
and all this other nonsense.
He's been talking about since before he got elected, about doing away with taxes, and that would be Social Security is a tax.
True.
So that's why you said, you know, I wonder if he's looking into it. I'm sure.
I
they
hope
know
so.
What's going on here?
I really hope
At least
so.
they're starting to understand what's going on. So I'm sure it's in the plan. You got to let the play develop.
I know. I'm just impatient.
Yeah.
I'm just an impatient kind of guy.
Yeah. You want the game over to first touchdown.
Right.
Instead of waiting to
Absolutely.
4 quarters, right?
Who wants to wait? I want to see it now. I want to see it like 3 months ago.
Right. Exactly.
But we're into seven months.
But
So.
you know, since 1937,
That's just nuts.
The pus boil has been expanding.
That's just
like,
crazy. I mean, it's time to like lance the boil, you know?
Yeah. And then let it heal.
But since 1937, I mean, that's just nuts.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Who knew?
Yeah, right.
I didn't.
So keep it tuned in.
Yep.
We'll keep you apprised.
We're gonna dig into this a little more.
Yeah.
And
A lot.
Yeah.
I really want to really get into this.
Yep. Because this is just one of the layers of the onion.
It's a big one too.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching.
And see you next
Like and
time.
subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Slam the follow button. This is Podpinions.